Hey everyone, today we're going to be walking down to 42nd Street and 5th Avenue. Today is January 28th, 2025. It's a beautiful day in New York City. Starting off right outside of the beautiful Plaza Hotel and Grand Army Plaza. To the left we have the very famous Sherry Netherland Hotel. If I point the camera towards the sky, you see the famous GM building, and the black building in the distance is Trump Tower. You could also see the very top of the Crown building, which is also the Amman New York Hotel, which is one of the most luxurious hotels here in New York City. We're going to be walking down 5th Avenue today, but I'll give you a quick look of the iconic Plaza Hotel, and then some of the notable buildings on New York City's Billionaires Row, the Steinway Tower, Central Park Tower, and 220 Central Park South. Now, speaking of 220 Central Park South, we have a very notable Wall Street CEO that has purchased multiple units in that building, and he just purchased a duplex unit at 720 Park Avenue, which is the very famous Jackie Kennedy building. He purchased the unit from one of the Koch brothers that unfortunately passed away. As you can see, all this construction here, this is going to be a brand new Grand Army Plaza South, which I'm really excited about because the former Grand Army Plaza South was not really nice at all, and it's right outside of a beautiful 5-star hotel, being the Plaza Hotel, so I think it's kind of important to have the place looking beautiful. So I'll give you a quick look kind of behind the fence here inside the new Grand Army Plaza South, and it looks really good. They're going to redo the entire fountain, and then you'll have those great views looking up at the plaza. And of course here you have the very famous Apple Store and a good view of 432 Park Avenue, which is Harry Mackelow's most prized possession or development that was developed on Billionaires Row. This is the Bergdorf Goodman here.
I get very scared when my last night was an adventure. Yo dijo, no, yo no voy a decir nada, yo me voy a parar y yo me voy a ir.
Coming up right on the corner of 57th Street and 5th Avenue. Probably one of the most iconic intersections in all of New York City. You can see the beautiful Tiffany building. This is actually newly developed. Bernard Arnault, LVMH, spent about $500 million on a brand new renovation of the Tiffany building. And you can see this beautiful trunk, Louis Vuitton trunk, as they perform construction on a brand new Louis Vuitton flagship. And then we'll be able to see the Crown building just off to the right. which is the Amman. It's Friday night in New York City, rush hour, so you see a lot of pedestrian traffic, a lot of vehicle traffic. Can really get a feel for a lot of the energy in the city tonight. Really love the facade of that building, as you can see here. And then adjacent to us, we have, of course, the Trump Tower, which has both retail. One of the main anchor tenants for the retail is Gucci. But then you also have offices there as well as residences at the Trump Tower. It's an older building. The common charges are pretty high. But you can get about a one-bedroom apartment overlooking Central Park, really good views, roughly $1.5 million, maybe $1.7 million. But just know that your common charges are going to be pretty steep. We're now on 56th Street and 5th. We're going to cross and head by St. Thomas Church. You're also going to see two really notable five-star hotels, one of which is going to be the Peninsula Hotel, and the other is going to be the St. Regis Hotel. This building with the kind of illuminated gold top, that's going to be the St. Regis. And then on the right, we're going to have the main Peninsula Hotel. Right in the corner of 55th Street and 5th. Now, the lobby of both the St. Regis and the Peninsula are absolutely beautiful during the holidays. So if you're visiting New York City, I would really make it a point to check out both the interior of the Peninsula, New York, and the St. Regis during the holidays. And then as we look up, you see that beautiful spire of the Steinway Tower, which is the skinniest residential apartment building in the entire world. Developed by JDS, Michael Stern's company. And the architect on that deal was Shop Architects. Lots of nice window shopping on Fifth Avenue. If you've ever stayed in a Mandarin Oriental hotel, or if that is your preferred hotel of choice to stay at when you travel, might I suggest looking into this building right here on the corner of 54th Street and 5th. This is the Mandarin Oriental Residences. So if you like the brand, you might want to look into purchasing a unit at the brand new Mandarin Oriental New York. It's a really stunning building. They did a really good job of keeping the architectural integrity intact with the rest of Fifth Avenue. Big difference from some of those gaudy glass encased buildings. This is more brick and mortar, limestone and the like. And you'll have great views of the University Club, which is right here. This is one of the most exclusive clubs in New York City. And if you ever get a chance to go inside, it is really, really beautiful. I'll kind of point the camera inside, and you can see just how beautiful the crown moldings, the architectural detail on the ceiling is. It's almost like a museum, honestly, with brief undertones of the Stephen Schwarzman building, which is right on 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. If you're a coffee lover like myself, might I suggest stopping by the Watch House, which is a London-based coffee company that has just recently opened up a location here in New York City. Right as we pass St. Thomas Church here. Here you have the main entrance of St. Thomas, just a beautiful church. I believe that's the Rolex building that's under construction, with the black building in the back. That is Olympic Tower. We're fast approaching St. Patrick's Cathedral now, as well as Rockefeller Center. But on the corner of 52nd Street, if you were to make a right, headed west, that would be the Watch House, which is a really good coffee company from London. A little bit pricey, but I would recommend it. Right next to the Cartier store is the old Versace. That used to be the main flagship Versace store. They have now closed down and moved to Madison Avenue. And Kim Kardashian's company Skims, S-K-I-M-S, that is their new New York City headquarters. Right in the old Versace store. Here we have the beautiful St. Patrick's Cathedral on East 51st. It's a really stunning building. This is a cool shot with the American flags in the background too. You can see a little bit of the spire of One Vanderbilt. Now, I've given this recommendation before, but I think it's appropriate to do it again. If you're traveling to New York City and you're an American Express card holder, one of the things I would do is just call the number on the back of the card, and that'll bring you to the card services or the concierge hotline. And you could request that the concierge person make you a reservation at the Centurion Lounge that sits atop of One Vanderbilt. It's a really nice bar and lounge and restaurant. It's a little bit pricey, I would say, but it's definitely worth to do it at least once. And here we are standing right outside of St. Patrick's. This is one of my favorite parts of the city now. We're headed towards Rockefeller Center, 30 Rock. If you haven't been inside Rockefeller Center in quite some time, might I suggest checking it out because it has changed completely. They've done a complete remodel of the interior. There's new restaurants, shops, really anything that you could imagine, they have it, and it is very modern. However, in terms of the aesthetics or the architectural integrity of the development, they've kept it pretty much the same in terms of the Art Deco flair and the Art Deco style, which I definitely appreciate. And here's the main Rockefeller Plaza. We'll take just a quick detour down here to show you the ice skating rink, which is still open, by the way. And this is a great shot of 30 Rock, where you have the top of the rock observation deck. Let's see if there's many people ice skating here for a Friday night. And it actually looks like there's a fair amount of people enjoying the weather here and ice skating at Rockefeller Center. Keep in mind it is about 51 degrees out tonight after about 2 weeks of brutally cold weather here in New York, so looks great. we'll head back on our way down Fifth Avenue. Now, the building that we're looking at now is Saks Fifth Avenue, and usually every single year during the holidays, they have the most beautiful holiday lights display. In 2024, they unfortunately couldn't do it due to spending cuts, but hopefully next year in 2025, or I should say this year, they'll find some sort of a sponsor to cough up the money, because that is one of my favorite attractions to see in New York City during the holidays. And I'm sure many of you that have seen it before would agree. As we continue southbound on Fifth Avenue, we're going to cross right in front of the very famous Diamond District. And as of recording this video, we've been hitting new all-time record highs for gold. Gold is on its way to hit $3,000 an ounce, I believe, at the time of recording the video. Gold is roughly $29.50 an ounce. We're about to be at the Diamond District right now. You can always tell, obviously it's 47th Street, but they have these very unique diamond-shaped lamps, or street lights, I should say, to notify that you are at the Diamond District. You could even see the spire of the H&M building and the full spire of the Bank of America Tower that sits right at Bryant Park and 42nd Street. That spire in blue is the spire for One Vanderbilt, which looks pretty unique in that blue color. Okay, 2 more blocks. There's a very unique development that we're about to pass. A new residential development on 5th Avenue, which I think is going to sell pretty well. Which has a very similar architectural flair to that of 130 William. As you can see, due to the construction, you need to go around the block here and through a maze of scaffolding. You can see a little bit of Grand Central Station in the distance there. That would be headed eastbound. Grand Central Station, One Vanderbilt, the Chrysler Building. All of that can be seen right here on the corner of 42nd Street and 5th. And that's going to bring you right to Bryant Park, Stephen Schwartzman Building, New York Public Library, the SUNY College of Optometry, and the gateway, if you will, right into the heart of Times Square. If you go from 5th to Avenue of the Americas, then to the heart of Times Square, 7th and Broadway. cross over to the east side. This is by Pershing Square. And then this is facing down towards the Empire State Building, 34th Street. And then here's a great view of the beautiful Stephen Schwarzman building of the New York Public Library. We have a great view of the spire of the Chrysler Building. And that does it for our walking tour. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. And if you're thinking about moving to New York City and you need some help, reach out to me at the email address below, and I'd love to assist you and your family with your purchase. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you in the next one.